So I want to do a video walking you through how I launched our latest product and took it all the way from idea to market. I want to include everything, all the way through from where the idea came from, the development of the product, all the way through to actually bringing the product in, putting it out to market, and then tell you where we're at right now. So the whole project started when my good friend and our business partner, Dougie, reached out to me probably like last year. He was asking me if I was interested in partnering with him on a potential product that he'd been developing. And he developed his newish product, which was in the phase of development. It wasn't a fully finished product, and it was the goggle that we now have, which is the Legend goggle. So he told me he'd been in the process of making this goggle and would I be interested in partnering with him on the brand. I was really interested by this because I'd never launched a brand as part of my own personal brand, if you like. I'd launched products on Amazon before, but they were like separate to my mountain biking. So getting behind an actual mountain biking product that I could use every single day and be really proud of was something I was really passionate about. So the goal was to create and solve a problem in the mountain bike space to do with mountain biking and goggles. And in mountain biking, there is already a number of different brands who sell really good mountain bike goggles. So the competition is already there. The problem with goggles in mountain biking that we found was lenses scratch really easily. They were generally quite expensive to replace the lenses, and when you bought goggles to start with, they were fairly expensive for what you actually got in the package. You usually get a frame of a goggle and then a single lens. We also wanted to introduce a better package for the customer, so they got everything in one package at a great price. And also we wanted to solve the problem of the speed at which you could change a lens. So at the minute, there is, to my knowledge, not many brands in mountain biking, if any, that have a magnetic lens system. Having a magnetic lens system allows us to change the lens of the goggle really quickly. So previous to magnetic lenses, you had these little pins, and it was really annoying to clip them in. It took like 5 or 10 minutes. It was just a bit of a nightmare, a bit frustrating. So we thought, magnetic lenses, they literally just push in and push out. You can change them in seconds. So that was the problem we were solving. That's super important when you start any brand. One, there is already demand for what you are wanting to sell. And two, you are solving a problem. If you're not solving a problem, it's not going to be enough for someone to buy your product. You need to be solving a problem, and the bigger the problem, the better. So if we talk about the development of the product, that was a really interesting and exciting time for us because we had this base product and we'd bought other mountain bike goggle products and we'd used different brands in the market and we knew what we wanted to create. We developed over time different iterations of the goggle to get to a point where we were happy with the final product to the customer. It was what we saw as the most superior product on the market, in that when you bought the goggle, it came in its own box, it came with multiple lenses, it came with a magnetic lens system. It was basically a whole package for the customers. They didn't have to worry about buying extra lenses, and they could just go out riding and have the right lens for the different environments they'd be in. And we also were really focused on creating a good customer experience. Instead of just delivering the goggle and the product in a box to a customer, we wanted a customer to have the best experience right through from buying the product all the way through to receiving it and using it. So we did this in a number of ways. So we first of all looked at the box design. The box design, we went above and beyond with how it looked and how our product was perceived on the box. And then also when the customer opened the box was very strong, very sturdy. It had a magnet in the box as well, so it was just a nice experience. The customer would then take the product out. They would be almost guided through the process of opening the box, experiencing the goggles for the first time. There's some instructions in there as well, and some stickers, as well as a note to say thank you, which we thought was like a really small touch, but a massive thing for a new brand and our customers' experience in that. Now, the launch strategy, we went about this in a fairly unique way. We placed an order of, I think, about 300 units to begin with. And those 300 units were split between different continents. So we wanted to launch in multiple locations in the world. So we started in the USA and the UK because that would just give us access to a bigger pool of people to start with. But 300 orders wasn't a massive minimum order quantity from our supplier. So it wasn't a massive investment to start with, which was great for us, just getting started as a small brand. But it was big enough to get good feedback from our first batch of customers to see how we're going to refine the product if it's needed for the next version. Our primary launch platforms were Instagram and our website. We just had two platforms. Instagram is a very visual platform, so we thought because of our really fancy lenses and our magnetic lens system, it was just a very easy way to market the product. We started the social media accounts, we built our website. Again, it's nothing fancy, we built it on Shopify. We put a lot of effort into refining the website so it actually looked professional. So our brand values and what we stood for came across before a person had actually even bought the goggles. So they were actually feeling like they were buying a premium product before they'd even click buy, which was our whole goal to start with. And the same goes for the social media accounts. So we were always kept a close eye on the posts that we were sharing and the image that we were perceiving across to our customers and audience. We've never really aggressively pushed the product. We've literally just done it organically. So I have a fairly big audience on social media already. So it was just a case of both me and Dougie sharing the product just organically in videos and in photos to get the initial sales starting to roll in, which happened fairly quickly actually. And we generated a fair bit of interest from just people locally around where I live. And then that started to grow to the point where we had a lot of people reaching out to wanting to test the goggles, to which that was the point when we created our partner program, which was when people could actually join our affiliate program and get a unique link, which they could then share with their audience, who could then be entitled to like a little discount on the product, which was a really good strategy actually, because we had a couple of key people who had YouTube channels and not too big social media followings, but big enough to have like a great connection with them, with their audience. They pushed a lot of their audience our way and gave us a lot of brand exposure and brand recognition to start with. And sales have just been rolling in ever since then. And it's continuing to grow, which is fantastic. We've never, like I said, aggressively pushed the product. It's always been very organic in YouTube videos, Instagram Reels, and Instagram Stories. Those have been our main ways of marketing the goggle. Most people everyone in the goggle space in mountain biking, you just pay for the products. Like it's always full price and you buy it, it gets shipped to the customer. But what we discovered was when a rider is very closely knitted and very dedicated to one brand already, it's very hard to get them to switch brands and try something else, because why would you change what's already working? So it's really hard for us to try and convince somebody by saying our goggles are better than your goggles, you should come and try ours. And we thought the better way to do it was, do you know what? If we know how good our product is, let's put our money where our mouth is and literally just give the goggles away for free. So what we did was we said, look, you can test the goggles and you can pay £10 today, and this is still live on our website now. £10 down today, which basically just covers our shipping. The rider receives the goggles, they can test them for 30 days. Only if they like them will they pay the remaining balance of the goggle. So they have basically 30 days to test the goggles to see if they actually like them or not. And if they don't, they just send them back. No hassle, nothing like that. It's just, that's it. What we figured is that there's going to be 10 times more people that are going to take us up on that offer. And to this day, that process has worked really well. It's enabled us to put our stake in the floor and say, look, we believe in this product so much, we're willing to give it away and take the risk. So there's no risk to a potential customer buying our product. We're saying our goggles are so good, and if you don't believe us, just try it. If you don't like it, perfectly fine, just send them back, and you haven't lost out on anything. And because we're so confident in the product, we're just literally saying, if you don't believe us, take the goggles, test them for 30 days and see what you think. If you don't like them, send them back. And if you do love them, keep them. That's as simple as it was. We feel a lot of people aren't doing that, taking the risk in this space and in mountain biking in general. So we wanted to test it. We wanted to put our money where our mouth is, and because we believe in the product so much, that's what we did, and it's working really well. So post-launch feedback, we've had nothing but great feedback. Literally nothing but great feedback and great user experience. Like, it's been almost like overwhelming, the amount of testimonials and case studies that are on our social medias now. Literally daily we'll get messages from people and tags in posts from people trying the goggles and telling us how they love them, which is really cool. We've tried to really focus on the durability, the easy use, the premium product. We want to create the best product in the mountain bike goggles space. As of right now, we have nearly sold out of our first batch of goggles, which is amazing. Didn't think we'd sell out that fast, because they've only been for sale for 3 or 4 months, I think, as of making this video. And it was a fairly steady, slow start, but around Christmas, November time, the sales were really rolling in. We were doing between 8 and 10 sales a day, just all organically, which for us as a small brand was fantastic as we were growing. And I'm sure that will grow exponentially as we bring in new products, more people hear about what we're up to, and we're able to grow even faster, which I'm really looking forward to. So our goal for the future, our plans for the future, so to say, is to launch a line of new products, all within mountain biking for now, and maybe even venture into different markets that cross over quite nicely with mountain biking. You have to watch this space to learn what we've got coming up, which is quite cool. Expand into even more marketplaces around the world, so different continents, different countries, and make them available globally for everybody. That's our goal so far. We haven't really thought too far into the future, but we're just stoked to take an idea all the way through to market and just grow this brand. It's really cool experience to have a product that we can use on the daily and really get behind it and absolutely love it. Some of the lessons we've learned, this is an interesting one. So when you start any brand, I feel that the biggest thing is you are solving problems. That's what a business does. They just solve problems. So as an entrepreneur or somebody who wants to launch a physical products brand, you have to look at your customers or your audience and really ask yourself, like, what problem are you solving? Before you even start putting money into products, before you put in time into designing or anything like that, get very clear on the problem you're solving with your product. That's the biggest thing I can tell you about what we've gone through. It's really good as well working with business partners. Now, I think all three of our strengths, those two guys who I work with have strengths that I don't, and I have strengths that they don't. So we complement each other really well. And because me and Dougie are both mountain bikers, Peter is also, he's actually not into mountain biking, but he's really passionate about the brand and growing the brand. And he does all the tech stuff behind the scenes that both me and Dougie probably aren't the best at. But, you know, we all have our strengths. That's how far we've come so far with Apex Series. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to go and check out the brand. And also I'll leave a link below to an explainer video of how me and Peter are actually working with other people, brands and just normal people who want to launch their own brand and take an idea all the way through to market like we have done with this brand and also multiple other brands. But if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below, and YouTube's going to recommend some videos up here which I recommend you check out next.